This is our first live stream on Black and White Sports. John Matrix Roads Rants. Breaking news. This just kind of, we just literally found out about this about 3 minutes ago, right, Rhodes?
That's right.
Yeah, we just
It's
said,
insane.
let's go live. And a real live stream. This is not pre-recorded. So if anybody wants to join in, that's fine. But Andrew Luck announces his retirement from the NFL.
Insane.
It's insane news. Did not see this coming.
By the way, our first live stream, we both picked him to be our NFL MVPs for this season.
Yeah. Yep. And something just wasn't right with his injury. So let me do a screen share real quick. And I'm going to read over this and kind of go to see what's going on here. Hold on. Let me get this up right now. And let me set up my screen share here. I'm sorry, I was doing multiple things here at the same time. So, all right. So here we go. Luck informs Colts he's retiring, sources say. Andrew Luck has informed the Indianapolis Colts that he is retiring from the NFL, a source told ESPN. Luck, who turns 30 on September the 12th, already has met with Colts owner Jim Irsay to tell him of the decision, the source said. There will be a news conference Sunday to make it official, but Luck has mentally worn down and now checking out, the source said. Luck has been dealing with injury throughout training camp and has yet to play in a preseason game. A calf strain originally diagnosed in March first hobbled him, but tests earlier this month showed him having pain in the high ankleish area of his left leg. His retirement means Jacoby Brissett is in line to start for the Colts in Week 1 against the Chargers. They play September the 8th in Los Angeles. Injuries have derailed what was a promising start to Luck's NFL career. He led the Colts to the playoffs in each of his first 3 seasons, including the AFC Championship game in 2014, before a shoulder injury in Week 3 of the 2015 season was the start of numerous injuries for Luck. He has missed 26 games, including the entire 2017 season due to shoulder, kidney, and rib problems since the 2015 season. Yeah, I forgot about that kidney injury. He played with a lacerated kidney.
Right.
I think against the Patriots, I believe, right in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see here. We have somebody here in the chat right now. We have 6 people watching. Achilles. Let's see. Or fear of an Achilles tear, feeling rushed. I figure he will take a year off and debut Nets in it, XFL. I don't know about that. I mean,
that's interesting. Now, Oliver Luck is the commissioner of the XFL.
True, but getting hit is getting hit. You know?
Their salaries are not nearly high enough for somebody like Andrew Luck.
It's not worth him getting hit. This guy, I was thinking, you did make it a point, T. Lionheart, about a Achilles. That's the first thing that came to my mind. The first thing when I heard high ankle sprain is not healing, I thought of Kevin Durant.
Yeah, me too.
And I was like, man.
Because they originally said it started in the calf, which is what they said about Durant, if you remember. It was a calf strain, and it ended up being the Achilles. Yeah.
And blowing your Achilles in the NFL, man, that's like a death knell.
Well, you can come back. Guys have, but it's a year and a half like that gone.
Yeah.
And he just lost a season 2 years ago. So
it's super tough, man, being an NFL player, because NFL is all about lateral movement, even though he's a quarterback and he's mainly a pocket guy, but you have to move around, and an Achilles, man, if it is that, I'm thinking do you think he actually tore his Achilles?
You think it's already tore?
Yeah. Do you already think it's tore?
Maybe. Now, when we did our MVP picks, Do you remember I said he did an interview with Peter King and he was acting very funny in the interview?
Yeah,
we talked about that. That's right.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
He was acting like somebody that was checked out. We was talking about the fact that he was speaking like somebody that just his head was not in the game. And you know how he was kind of like Brett Favre, gung ho, go, rah rah. That was all gone. There was no enthusiasm for the season. He acted like he had no desire to ever get back on the field. Is how that interview, how he came across in that interview, and it was odd. We talked about how odd that was.
Yeah, and I have to thank Sports Wars. I'm pretty sure that Jeremy put up a video. I got a notification on my regular channel from Sports Wars, said Andrew Luck announces retirement. I was like, "What is that? The way you found out, Two Roads?"
Yeah,
that's how I found out too.
Yeah, and then I went to Pro Football Talk and was like, "What?" Go live, red alert.
There was nothing. I mean, I don't know. Did you actually do your AFC South pits? I don't know if you did.
No, I did. I did not. I have not done them yet.
Were you leaning towards the Colts to win that division?
I'd have probably picked Colts to win that division.
Not anymore. I mean, I like Jacoby Brissett, but Jacoby Brissett was a third string for a reason. I mean, granted, he was in New England, so he's behind Brady.
He can start. He can start in the league. Yeah,
he can start, but
he's not Luck.
I'm just saying it. The Texans are winning this division.
Oh, you think so?
The Texans are winning this division, man.
I probably would pick the Jaguars.
Ooh, so you
with
think
Nick Foles?
You think they're going to rebound this season?
You should see their first round pick. He played the other night. He is so far. He's been the most dominant force I have seen come out of the first round yet in any games.
Wow.
I mean, insane. He was involved in every other play on defense. It was nuts. He's a monster. Get ready. I've got to find that guy's name. He's crazy.
Yeah. T. Lionheart says, yeah, me too. I thought of KD. I think everybody thought of KD when they heard this injury. So, guys, we have 7 people watching right now. So make sure you smash that thumbs up button. I think we should leave this up, Rhodes, because this is a brand new channel for us, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a brand new channel. So I think we're going to leave the stream up. On our personal channels, we unlist our live streams because YouTube doesn't tend to like live streams. But
that's Josh Allen out of Kentucky. I'm talking about for the Jags. He's a linebacker.
Okay.
Nuts.
Okay.
Monster.
Yeah. But a 29-year-old quarterback. But I didn't realize he was about to be 30. Maybe he has missed so much time. I tend to forget.
That's it. Yeah.
He's been in the league since what, 2011, 2012?
Yeah. And hey, let's take a look at something really quick. And I'll just read this real fast. We don't have to screen share it.
Yeah.
For his career, 23,671 yards, 171 TDs, 83 picks, QB rating of basically 90. Yeah. And he missed a full season. So if he'd have played 6 to 7 more years healthy, we probably know where he would have went, you know?
Yeah. I remember
that's a shame.
I remember when he came out, they were saying that he's the next John Elway. I don't know about that. I wasn't buying that. I mean, John Elway, that's saying a lot. You remember that? They were saying he's the next John Elway. For one thing, he's been in the league since 2012. His completion percentage is 60.8%. That's not very good in a passing error. It's really, really not. And
well, it was 67, 63 the last 2 seasons. So
yeah, but you forget he played 4 other seasons too.
Yeah.
55%, 60, about 62, 60% is rookie year, 54%.
You know who's having a bad day? Colin Cowherd.
Oh yeah, man.
He's a huge Andrew Luck fan.
Why does this news have to happen now on Saturday? I mean, Colin Cowherd.
That's why he did it.
He is the best man on radio, man. Best man on radio. And we have 10 people watching right now, guys. This is our first live stream. Some of you guys may be new. I'm John Matrix. This is Road Rants. We co-host Black and White Sports. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, because more content is going to continue to come on this channel.
Yeah, absolutely. And we both do have other YouTube channels.
Yes.
John Matrix and Road Rants. And we said, let's team up and do a sports channel. So here we are. This was breaking news. We was like, let's go live. This is it.
Yeah. And we just went live like 4 hours ago on my channel, my personal channel. And then when news breaks, man, you got to jump on it. So this is kind of crazy, man. This is just crazy news. We weren't expecting this at all. I mean, a young quarterback. Well, he's not really young, but you know what? This makes me have a lot of respect for. This really makes me respect Brett Favre a whole lot more, man. That guy took a beating when he played. And Brett Favre, man, he played with what? Torn rotator cuffs, everything. I mean,
some guys just have it seems like a natural body calluses all over. And and even though he missed a year from his knee, we cannot not acknowledge Tom Brady and how old he is. Yeah.
Tom Brady, 42 years old.
Yeah.
He's only missed the 2008 season because he hurt his ACL.
Right.
But other than that, he has missed 0 games.
Right. Andrew Brees, to be honest with you now. So
now he had his shoulder issue. He didn't miss any games because of that? Because San Diego let him go.
He had that, I think. I don't think it affected. I don't think he missed any time from that, actually. I can't remember. It was a different sort of deal.
Yeah, but his career was in serious jeopardy, though. Big time jeopardy.
Wow.
PO1 Sundiv. I'm sorry, if I'm mispronouncing your name.
Poison 4 or Poison IV, one of the two.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I see it. Got it. Time to sign Colin Kaepernick. Wow. Who's seen this coming? Colin Kaepernick, that's a whole nother story. I mean, his name, he's been advertising himself, but Colin Kaepernick, I think he's probably going to end up. Well, no, I'm probably not going to say that. I was about to say the XFL. But
they don't pay enough.
You remember the other league? He was asking for I don't know if that was a rumor or not. He was asking for what, $20 million to play in that league?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you saw that league went under. So
right. And the premium salaries on the top 8 players are $600,000 a year. So he's not going to come back for that.
Yeah.
It is an interesting name to throw out there. I'll be the first to say I don't agree with the guy's politics, but at least while he was playing, you see I'm a Niners fan. I saw every game he ever played.
Right.
He should be starting for somebody. And I don't agree with what the guy's politics, but he should be starting for somebody. That was an awful team he was on with Chip Kelly. And he put up real numbers on that. He kept them in games they had no business being in that season.
Well, guys, we got about 20 people watching right now. I'm going to say this. Colin Kaepernick.
Good deal.
Colin Kaepernick. Rhodes says that he should be starting in the NFL right now. I would probably agree with this. Well, at least be on a roster anyway, 3 years ago. But we haven't seen him in 3 years.
Okay, that's
time, man.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But he should have been on a roster. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But now I don't think so, man. I don't know if he can play. I mean, being in shape is one thing. I'm pretty sure he's been working out a lot.
There's only one way, and that's he's got to go back and play for a coordinator he already played for.
Football shape. I mean, he's played no organized football at all. I mean, he didn't play in the old, what was it, AFL or whatever it was. And I don't know if he's going to play. If I was him, I would jump on the XFL when that comes out. Get your name out there. Even though that league said they're not a minor league for the NFL, but he has to be out there playing. That's the only way I see that happening. So, with Andrew Luck just retiring, there's no way in the world Colin Kaepernick's just going to come in.
Well, I mean, and they don't need him to. Jacoby Brissett is plenty good enough to start in the league.
Yeah.
And they were saying he would possibly have been the number one quarterback going into free agency next year.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, since you want to bring up guys that's been out the league for 3 years, man, I'd rather see Tony Romo come in. And Tony Romo has a bad back, but Tony Romo was already light years better than Colin Kaepernick anyway when he was playing.
Well, Tony should have never retired.
I think
Tony shouldn't have. He should have went to Houston is what he should have done, or Denver.
Tony had more years in him, but
yeah,
some guys just don't want to get beat up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Brady, let's go back to Brady, man. I mean, the greatest of all time, that guy's 42 years old. He is in peak physical condition. And what frustrates me about the media, the Matt Kellermans and all these guys, and Shannon Sharp, every time you watch like First Take or Undisputed, it seems like they're just trying to run Tom Brady out the door. Have they not looked at like Eli Manning? Eli Manning is washed up, punch drunk. Probably really can't play anymore, but they're not trying to rush him out the door. Even though I know Shannon has said that, Daniel Jones is probably going to start later on, but not now. But why are they in such a rush to get Tom Brady out of there? He hasn't been injured. Other quarterbacks, Drew Brees is 40. Nobody's talking about Drew Brees running him out the door.
Yeah, and Tom leaving New England now is truly on the table. That contract, the way it was announced initially, was a sham. It's voided at the end of the year.
Yeah, it reminds me of that contract that Donovan McNabb signed with the Redskins. It was like $100 million deal, and he was gone the next year.
Yeah,
but
he put his house up for sale.
Yeah, I think it's more of a safety net for the Patriots because he's old. If he still performs, then they'll do another deal. They'll do another deal, man. Yeah. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but we're in uncharted territory when it comes to Tom Brady. We've never seen a guy play at this level at this age. I mean, you'll probably have to go way back to what was that quarterback? He retired at 47, but he was really more of a kicker by that time. I can't remember. It's like 1970. He was old. It was like 47.
I don't know. The last one I remember was really old was Warren Moon. I think he was 45 or 46.
Yeah. Carlos Gonzalez trade for RG3. Another injured quarterback. No, thank you.
Now, RG3 is the backup in Baltimore, correct? Behind Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and how the mighty are following him, man. Honestly, I forgot that RG3 was in the NFL.
Well, that's really where Kaepernick ought to be because Greg Roman, who was his offensive coordinator in San Francisco during the Harbaugh years, when Baltimore wouldn't sign Kaepernick, that's when he ran into real trouble because that was his offense.
Right.
So, I don't know about Kaepernick.
You got to like this next comment, Rhodes. T. Lionheart says, Warren Moon was a beast, so was Kurt Warner. Now, we were talking about like our top quarterbacks of all time on a pre-recorded live stream, and Rhodes was saying that Warren Moon, I said Warren Moon was better than Eli Manning because we were talking about Eli Manning not being a top 25 quarterback of all time. And
I said he was top 10, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did. Something like that.
I think he's top 10 all time.
Now, Kurt Warner, to me, honestly, he's one of the most overrated quarterbacks ever. Let's be honest about his career. when he was with the Greatest Show on Turf, that team was loaded, absolutely loaded. And then you forget he went through about that 5-year stretch. That guy, Kurt Warner, was a bum. I mean, he was a true bum. I mean, they benched him for Eli Manning. He lost his starting job in St. Louis to Mark Bulger.
Yeah, but he was doing okay in New York that year, and they made a decision to bench him for Eli.
If you look at the middle part of his career, man, it was not good, man.
It's a tale of two careers. It's really odd.
It was fluky. It was definitely fluky. I didn't think he was a Hall of Famer. I just didn't. I mean, your career, you can't be a bum. And he was a bum in the middle of his career.
This is why he made it. Because he won the Super Bowl and everything with the Rams, but the manner in which he had a second comeback and led Arizona of all franchises to the Super Bowl, and threw a touchdown that in most Super Bowls would have won the game because there wasn't but a minute and some change left. You know, that's the Santonio Holmes from Big Ben touchdown towards the end of the game, or Arizona would have won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
That's the reason he got in, was taking Arizona, a very, very, a poor run franchise for years. The fact that he got them to the Super Bowl is really what put him in.
Yeah.
Let's think about it. He got to 2 Super Bowls. He won 1. He put up pretty good numbers. He was arguable for me. I could win either way. I would have liked to have seen him got in. Let's put it that way. So
Kurt Warner did get in. He did get in.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're saying no, and I feel better now knowing he's in. I think he deserved to be in.
Well, not. And Alfred Morgan-Roth, thank you. George Blanda, that's who I was talking about, who played till he was 47. I couldn't think of his name, so yeah. Cesar Munoz, O.J. Simpson drafted Andrew Luck in his fantasy draft.
That's funny.
He may have. I mean, I actually follow O.J. on Twitter because I want to see what he actually has to say sometime. And O.J. is interesting on Twitter with O.J. That's all I can say. People taking shots at him all the time, but that's another story. So, I'm going to digress on that. So, yeah, but let's talk about this, Rhodes. We were talking about going live on NFL Sunday. What did we say, 9 a.m.? Something like that before kickoff?
We can do 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Central, either one. We're both on Texas time, so.
Yeah, I would say do like a 9 to 10 show, maybe a little bit earlier. Just depends.
I'm fine with that.
Because me personally, on Sundays, football, I usually go out and get barbecue out there in Pearland. And boy, there's this one good place, Killings Barbecue in Pearland, is amazing. And their lines usually can get a little bit long on football Sundays. So I remember the year before last, I went to it for the first time. That line was super long. So, but he actually has a barbecue place also in NRG Stadium where the Texans play. So right there in Houston. So
nice.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's probably like 9 a.m. I'm thinking like 9 to 10. And we'll do,
we're going to do all of our predictions
for
every game. Yeah. Including Monday night. So
yes. And I guess we're going to miss the Thursday night game. No, I guess we're just going to have to miss that unless.
Well, we can make a prediction on Sunday for the following Thursday game.
Yeah.
So I'll be all right with that.
Yeah. Well, I guess all of my Colts pits, that's kind of went downhill now. So
wow. That's nuts. 29 years old. It's crazy.
Yeah. And definitely not a Hall of Famer. I mean, he didn't do enough. He had Hall of Fame talent. Andrew Luck definitely had Hall of Fame talent, but didn't do enough, man. Didn't do enough. I mean, he won some playoff games, but Andrew Luck really was more hype than production, I think, when it comes down to it, when you look at his overall career.
Well, he would have essentially. He's 29, so if he played till he was 39 and you doubled his numbers, then he would have been in business for the Hall of Fame. But
chances are you probably couldn't do that because of injuries. So let's say if he kept playing, I mean, Andrew Luck right now has played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. I'm thinking if he wanted to continue playing, I think he probably would have got maybe to 10, and then he'd probably be washed up then. Because he wasn't going to have that career where, like Drew Brees and Tom Brady are still productive in like year 18 and 19 because those guys just don't get hurt. Andrew Luck is consistently hurt. So if he extended it out, I can see 10 years.
Right.
And after that, he's probably going to be really washed up in like year 11, year 12. Like Cam Newton. Cam Newton is already showing you signs of that already because Cam Newton is more of a runner. He's more of a physical style quarterback. Cam Newton is not going to have a 10, 12-year career. I just don't see it.
This makes it interesting. Do you think Cam's looking at this going,
You think?
Yeah.
And Cam Newton, man, this is probably what Cam needs to do, man. Honestly. The guy is all buffed up like he's wannabe Arnold Schwarzenegger. He needs to get a little fat on him. A little bit of extra padding. Because if you look at these quarterbacks, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady is not ripped. Ben Roethlisberger, not ripped.
He needs a little more Big Ben is what he needs. Yeah.
He needs to turn some of that muscle into fat because that fat can really help protect you.
Yeah.
If you go, let me bring a little bit of history in this. If you go back and you look at the history of the gladiators, some of those gladiators put on extra weight so they can actually take some of the slashing from like some of the swords and stuff, and it helped them survive longer.
Right.
Like somebody that was actually ripped, you can get to your internal organs a lot faster. So just throwing that out there.
It's interesting though, if you think about it. Cam's hurt again, by the way. He's got a foot injury.
Yep.
So
foot you got to not good, man.
Yeah. And really and truly, he's had a better career because he's won an MVP and he made a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he didn't deserve that MVP though.
I know, but he's got the combination passing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns that's going to make.
Yeah.
If he can get 3 or 4 more years under his belt.
Yeah. I think Brady got robbed that year because Cam Newton was pretty mediocre those first 8 games. He got that MVP off of the last 8 games. And I still don't even think he completed 60% of his passes that season. And he won the MVP. Tom Brady led the league in touchdown passes. But Cam Newton was the shiny new toy. And the media just, they just fell in love with, oh, Cam, this is going to be his breakout season. And Cam has not been that since, not remotely close.
Let's say out of the top 30 quarterbacks in the league, where do you have Cam?
Ooh, I got to think about that.
Where'd you have Andrew Luck?
Andrew Luck was so hard to really place because he was always hurt. Cam to me is more of a middle, I would say somewhere in that 12-ish range probably for me. He's not the kind of quarterback I would want quarterback in my team.
I got him in the 12 to 17 range.
Yeah, somewhere around. Let me ask you this. Would you rather have him or Dak?
Dak.
I was thinking that too. Because Dak is going to really operate from the pocket. Dak is actually more accurate than Cam. Cam is just a better athlete. That's really about it. But to be
I like Dak's personality better.
Dak has great leadership.
There you go.
I just wish Dak's talent was equal to his leadership. And guys, I'm a Cowboys fan too. So Dak is my quarterback. He has everything you want in a quarterback except the raw talent. He just doesn't have that.
Yeah. I mean, who would you want more, say Cam or Kirk Cousins?
Ooh.
I know that's hard, but I'd take Kirk Cousins, to be honest with you. because he can operate in the pocket and he can run a system better.
Cam is not a great pocket quarterback at all.
And I'm not a big Kirk Cousins guy. Yeah. So
I don't like my quarterbacks running. And I know that Andrew Luck, he was a pocket guy, but Andrew Luck also, he ran the ball a lot too. So I don't know if that, let me look at his rushing stats.
I don't mind mobility, but I don't need that to be a major part of your game.
Yeah, and I was looking at stats. He missed the entire 2017 season.
Right.
The 2016 season, Andrew Luck ran for 341 yards. That's a lot of rushing yards for a quarterback. That's a good way to get hurt. Now, if we look at, let me look at Cam Newton here real quick, see if I can pull his stats up. Oh, Cam Newton. Now, I'm pretty sure his rushing stats are going to be off the chart. Wow. Yes, it is. Cam Newton ran for 754 yards in 2017. His second year, he ran for 741. His first year, he ran for 706. Cam Newton has ran for 4,800 yards in his career. That's insane.
Yeah.
But he's a 59.7% passer.
How many rushing TDs does he have? He's got a lot.
Wow, 58.
Yeah, he's going to get in the Hall of Fame because of that.
No, he's going to get hurt before he gets in the Hall of Fame. Cam Newton's not a Hall of Fame quarterback, man.
They're going to put him in because of those rushing touchdowns.
Okay, why don't they put Michael Vick in then? Because Cam's stats are really more Michael Vick style to me.
I get it, but Cam is already the all-time touchdown leader rushing for quarterbacks, and he's what, 29?
Cam he's 30.
Okay, well, he'll play 3 or 4 more years. I mean, he's going to chase 100 rushing touchdowns. Think about that.
Yeah, but look at his QB rating. His QB rating for his career is 86.4.
I'm not saying I'd put him in. I said they're going to put him in.
What is he? Really,
there's a difference.
I guess I'm from the Skip Bayless model of Hall of Fame. If I have to think about you, you're not a Hall of Famer. When I say Cam Newton, does it say Hall of Fame?
Not for me. I didn't say that, but the media has a thing for running quarterbacks. They always have, and they've made them into something that they're not.
No,
you know.
I think Andrew Luck probably has a better case. Do you think, or no? Either way, he's not getting in either.
Look, Andrew Luck had 6 seasons, and in 6 seasons threw up 24,000 yards.
Yeah, but you never know.
7 seasons. So
they put Terrell Davis in the Hall of Fame. Terrell Davis had like 3 good seasons at running back.
Yeah,
and then he was hurt.
Yeah,
and to me, he was not a Hall of Famer. He didn't have enough of a body of work.
But well, they put Gale Sayers in too, you know, and he only played, 8 seasons?
Yeah, but that was a completely different era. That was back in the 1960s, you know?
I mean, at least we could say Terrell had, 3 epically great seasons.
That was it.
Yeah.
The rest of it, man, he was injured.
I probably wouldn't have put TD in.
No, I wouldn't have put him in either. Look how long it took him to get in, too.
I like a good 10-year career, 10 seasons or more.
Yeah,
is when I want to start like glancing at somebody.
And I'm curious now, Terrell Davis. How many? Let me look at his stats real quick. Terrell Davis. I don't even think he ran for. Well, I got it right here. He ran for 7,600 yards. And really, he had 3 great seasons. He ran his first season. He ran for 1,100 yards. Not great, but then he ran for 1,500, 1,750, and 2,000. And then after that, he fell off a cliff. He ran for 211 yards, 282 yards, and then 701. That was it.
Yeah.
So he actually had more. His career, I guess, was like really great for 3 seasons and horrible for 3 seasons. But remember, he won a league MVP, he won a Super Bowl. And if he didn't have that Super Bowl MVP, I don't think he gets in.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Now, J Lord Almighty in the chat says Luck is way better. He doesn't have a line to protect him. Well, Luck's offensive line was pretty good last year,
Luck
actually.
has, a lot of people think the Colts line is the best line in the NFL.
Somebody said that this last week, that the Colts line is now the number one line in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we just pretty much want to go in here and talk about Andrew Luck, retiring, and it's shocking. It's shocking.
Hey, so. T. Lionheart says, how about Cam with Pittsburgh and Dallas? Why y'all down in mobility? Joe Montana and Steve Young today would have 10 touchdowns rushing. I would not count on that. You're talking to a Niners fan. I'll tell you why they wouldn't. It's because they could both throw the ball from the pocket much better than Cam Newton ever could.
Steve Young turned into a pocket passer first.
That's right. That's right.
He was a running quarterback at first, but he turned into a pocket passer. John Elway was a running quarterback at first. He turned into a pocket passer. Cam Newton has not turned into a pocket passer at all.
Yeah. That's
the difference.
That is a huge difference too.
And Steve Young was one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time. Cam Newton and accuracy don't even fit in the same sentence.
Steve Young ran out of absolute final necessity. For full disclosure, Steve Young is my favorite player of all time.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's right. Yeah, he is my favorite player of all time. He ran when absolutely his options were limited everywhere else. But when he just didn't need to, I mean, he threw 6 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Let's be honest,
though, that was a trash San Diego Chargers team.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, look at Steve Young was incredibly accurate.
Yeah, and the Cowboys actually got down in that NFC Championship game, 21-0, and they came all the way back. That was essentially the Super Bowl because the Cowboys would have roasted the Chargers too.
Well, Dallas, San Francisco was the Super Bowl for 4 years, 5 years in a row, probably. So,
but that year in 1994, that was definitely the Super Bowl, was that NFC Championship game, because that Chargers team, love Junior Seau, one of the greatest players of all time. That Chargers team had no business being in the Super Bowl. None.
Who was their quarterback? Stan Humphries?
Stan Humphries, yeah.
Yeah.
And you never heard from him again after that Super Bowl.
Bad news. Yeah,
bad news, man. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap this up, man. We just want to go live, drop this news about Andrew Luck, and we're glad to meet some of you guys, because this is our first true live stream, and we see J Lord Almighty, T Lionheart, you guys. Hopefully, we'll see you guys more often. And I think this was a first good real live stream. What do you think, Rhodes?
Yeah, considering it was spur of the moment, and we're both have a wealth of sports knowledge, but we're used to talking about entertainment.
Yes,
that's what our normal channels are. So
we're all about entertainment, man.
Yeah, pop culture. So
this was more of a side thing, but I think it's going to, as football season goes, I think it's going to really grow. And I was already thinking about ideas for Super Bowl week, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that offline later. So
yeah, I've got some videos coming for this channel too. I got to finish out division picks, and I've got to do my current college top 5, which is probably coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, okay, guys, thanks for coming out. It was nice seeing everyone, and we'll catch you on the next live stream. Subscribe to Black and White Sports. Check out the videos because more content will be coming. So we're signing off. You folks have a great night. See you real soon.
We're out.